Hello there. Once again, Santon from Antonio Bay. And as I explained in the last video, I stopped into the comic book store. He sold me a little stack of books for $5 and just a heck of a deal. But I had originally pulled these Dick Tracy's out. And the guy had said, you know, they were just out of like a bargain bin. He'd said, give me $1 a piece for them. Well, there were 6 of them. I was like, well, that ain't bad. And then I grabbed like another little stack that I showed in the last video. I said, you know, how much for these? He said, tell you what, I'll do all of them for $5. So he took $5 and I left. He was awesome. So the first video, that was like $2.50 worth of comics. This is another $2.50 worth of comics. And you can see what I got for it. I got, and I haven't looked at these yet. Dick Tracy, the early years. These have a spine. So yeah. And let's see, speaking with Chet, probably in regards, we were talking about Chester Gould. It looks like there's a whole interview in the front with Chester Gould. That is pretty cool. That is worth reading. And these are shot from the original strips, 1931. And this was made in 1987. So this is quite old. And even older content. Yeah, it just looks like they've blown up some of these. Printed them in larger print, which is pretty cool. Yeah, very cool. I guess it's just panel and panel from the old stuff, just enlarged. That's a little weird. Now we got violence going on. Wowza. This must be origin stuff? Origin story? Because what I understand, Dick Tracy was originally in newspapers, kind of like Alley-Oop. Actually, I have no idea what's in the papers anymore, but there's usually 1 or 2 comic strips that just tells a big long story that isn't funny, and it's like an ongoing adventure. And I'll bet you that's what this is. And it's like I said, I hadn't opened these before. I didn't know exactly what I purchased. I just know it was Dick Tracy stuff, and I do like Dick Tracy. Have since I watched the Warren Beatty film back in the 90s. I think 91 or 90. And read some of the novels. Some of the stuff by Max Allan Collins was really good. And just been a fan of it. Haven't had too much taste of the really early stuff. I'd seen some of the comics, but I hadn't seen like the comic strip panel stuff. It looks fairly typically done in the old style, which is just single like box panels and just over and over. Nothing breaking outside of the panel. Kind of like old horror comics. And I'm just gonna guess here that the series kind of changes as we look into some of his villains. Because I know as it goes on, it's more like a cool villain of the week or a creepy villain of the week. It's not like the movie where they all join up and he takes them all on at once. It's more of like, this week he's taken out the gangster influence, and the next week he's taken out the gangster flat top and stuff like that. So this gets into single issue comics. These are a little rougher. This is Dick Tracy Monthly. I got a couple of those. I think I got 3 of those. And it looks like these are set up a little more traditionally comics. Sam Catchem, disguised as a woman to catch the pear shape. What a villain name. Wow. He's just a little pear-shaped guy, and that's why they call him that. Interesting. So this is more the Dick Tracy that I know from comics. A little more modern. A little more square-jawed. That older one, you can see there's quite a bit of difference from there to there. But yep. These look like a pretty thick read, like as far as comics go. I mean, there's lots of words on that page. But I'm already seeing, you're starting to see already some of the weirder villain characters and the different, very distinctive villains. I always kind of thought there was a little bit of similarity that maybe Batman possibly borrowed from Dick Tracy as far as, you know, you have your hero who's pretty cut and dried, but then we throw in a lot of like really colorful villains to spice up the story instead of throwing all the drama on top of your main character. We spice up some of the stories with just oddities and freaks and their drama. And of course, I think Batman has a better rogues gallery than Dick Tracy, but you know, I just sensed a similarity there. When the villains tend to be, I guess, draw my interest more than the hero. I guess there's a thing to be said about that. I do like these ads. And these are all Blackthorn right there. And boy, that last one was kind of rough. I don't have a ton of these, but you get the idea. I don't think I need to flip through every page. I always forget whenever I get to older comics or comic strip panels how blocked out everything is. And maybe I'm just spoiled by some modern stuff. I do tend to really like, I mean, not that I dislike blocked panels, like 12 panels a page, but I think I like some of the more wild splash pages and concepts and stuff like that. It can get overdone and it can be gimmicky, but sometimes a good splash page really, really sells me on a book and really, really just, I don't know, just makes it awesome, makes it rock. And here's Flat Top. This was one of the books. This one's a little bit rough. You can see the top corner here. It's a little bent, a little crinkled there. But for what I paid for it, like I said, $2.50 for all of these. Can't beat that. And you get some Flat Top. We're not to Flat Top yet, though. I'm not sure who this guy is. Some of it's creepy. There you go. Flat Top, who could, if you wanted to say so, somewhat resemble Betty Boop. Just a little bit. But he is, from what I understand, and what was also represented in the film, one of the baddest of the bad guys. He's meaner than diarrhea. He'd sell his own mother. He also never makes any other face other than that one face. And I also remember in the film, he was the hardest to kill. They had to shoot him a lot of times. Gosh, he was good in the movie. Anyway, this back page is really stiff. Well, it looks like he doesn't even get killed in the end. Well, maybe. Ooh, wait. What kind of ending was that? He's stuck in a chimney full of bees. Wow. That's how it ends, is he's stuck in a chimney full of, and he's getting stung by bees. I don't know, and it says to be continued. Maybe he gets out of there. What a bastard. Anyway, that's my Dick Tracy haul. I know maybe it wasn't as exciting as some of the other comics because they're black and white, they're squared panels, but there's something that I was really excited to get, especially for $2.50. Thank you guys for watching. That's my story. Catch you guys later. Bye.